the fall of Google, will Elon deliver a win for true freedom of speech? For this, we turn to Gerald Morgan Jr., CEO of Louder with Crowder. Welcome back.
Thanks. It's good to be with you, Chanel.
Gerald, does X's case hold water?
I think absolutely. What we're seeing right now is not just people saying, hey, I want my ad dollars to go to certain podcasts and not to other podcasts. What they're saying is that we don't want any of these people that we disagree with on the conservative side of the aisle to have a voice. And that is the problem that you run into with something like this, with this lawsuit. It's not about somebody saying, I don't want to be on Steven Crowder's podcast, I don't want to be on Alex Jones, or you name the podcaster here. They have a point, and so much so that Garm, I don't know if you guys have noticed, Garm has actually been disbanded by the WFA in light of this lawsuit and in light of the show that we did this very morning, exposing them for exactly who they are. People that are against the First Amendment, they're against people that like the Second Amendment, and, you know, crazy things like keeping men's out of women's sports.
Who exactly is behind Garm? I mean, I know that we, as, you know, those in the conservative media, view Garm as almost, you know, one of the greatest evils to the freedom of speech, but most consumers don't know anything about Garm. What is it and who's behind it?
So the WFA is where you have to start. So the WFA, they control, like you said, 90% of the ad dollars spent globally. That's massive. Garm is a group that's supposed to be for responsible marketing that is set up in 2019 by the WFA. So essentially, think of it as like a board within that company that kind of helps make sure that they're advertising in places that they feel are responsible. We'll get to what that means in just a second. But underneath that, there's a steering committee. The steering committee was what Diageo, the brand that I really want to focus on, was on. And that's the email that Chris Pavlovski posted yesterday from Diageo, from their company, saying, we do not want to be on any platform that has these voices or anything like it. Steven Crowder listed, Alex Jones listed on that, right? They said, we don't want to be on it. So Diageo is one of the worldwide leaders in liquor and spirits. These guys spend tons of money on advertising every single year. They're on the steering committee, and they say, we don't want our ad dollars going to conservatives. And that's what the WFA and that's what Garm does. That's why they're getting a lawsuit right now. By the way, just in case you're a little unclear, the Diageo, super woke. They are sold out, absolute foot soldiers for DEI and ESG. Everything about them says, I am going after the leftist ideal of what it is to be an American citizen, not after what the Constitution says. And they don't like conservatives for pointing it out.
Well, I look at the war with big companies as one that's not so much about their woke ideals, but more about these are woke companies because they make money off the globalist network. And a globalist network requires them to start rejecting basic principles that are considered on the right. I guess my next question is the pressure campaign that was used here, was it as simple as like an email, as you mentioned, just one CEO emailing and saying, hey, we don't want to be involved in networks like yours?
Well, let me be very clear. I'll read the email that Chris Pavlovski, I've got it right here, so I'll read it to you. This is from the trusted marketplace rep from Diageo North America to Chris Pavlovski. He says, hey, both. He's responding to two individuals, and it says, your team has reached out to me before, and I've already expressed.
Is over at Rumble.
CEO of Rumble, right. Your team has reached out to me before, and I've already expressed these concerns, so I'd appreciate no further contact unless the nature of your platform undergoes a dramatic shift. One of my responsibilities as managing Diageo's North America TMP process, and there is no scenario where we approve a platform that has Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, or the like. The content of your platform, and this is the part to listen to, the content of your platform, by the way, which is about 30% Democrat, 33 or 34% independent, the remainder kind of conservative viewpoints on Rumble, is non-compliant. That is the word that is being used by this person at Diageo. Your content is non-compliant pretty much across every category we try to avoid. So what he's saying is that people who, the values I listed, First Amendment, Second Amendment, the ability to keep men out of women's sports, those hot button issues that you're hearing a lot about right now, if you have shows that espouse those values that aren't breaking the law, we don't want to be a part of them at all. In fact, we don't want them to even have a platform to be on. That's what they're saying. Rumble, 90% of the ad dollars are off the market for you because you have people out there that we disagree with.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.